Imagine if you loved God the way you love the world. Imagine if you woke up for Him the way you wake up for notifications. Heart racing, screen-lit eyes searching, desperate not to miss a thing. What if you scrolled His word the way you scroll your feed? Mindlessly at first, then suddenly caught, suddenly still, suddenly seen. What if you followed Him the way you follow trends, without question, without hesitation, just because everyone else wasn't, and you decided anyway? Think about it. You memorize song lyrics, you never try to learn. You know every line, every drop, every bridge. But ask you one scripture, and suddenly your mind goes quiet. We dress up for the world, we perform for the world. We sacrifice sleep, sacrifice peace, sacrifice ourselves for the approval of people who will forget us by morning. But imagine, just imagine if you chased God with that same hunger, if you cried and worshiped the way you cried at that movie. If you talked about His goodness the way you talk about your favorite show. If you ran to prayer the way you run to your phone when things fall apart. Because the world will take everything you give it and still leave you empty. It will consume your best years, your brightest hours, your deepest love, and hand you back a highlight reel in a hollow chest. But God has never taken without giving, has never left without returning, has never loved you only when the lighting was right. He loved you in the dark, He loved you in the mess. He loved you before you were interested, before you were polished, before you even knew His name. So what are we doing? What are we doing giving our whole hearts to something that was never designed to hold them? Imagine if you prayed with the same focus you give to your goals. Imagine if you trusted Him the way you trust the process you post about but don't fully believe in. Imagine if Sunday felt like the best day of your week. Not an obligation, not a performance, but a homecoming. I'm not here to condemn you, neither is He. I'm here because I've been that person too. Loving the world loudly and loving God quietly. In corners, in whispers, like something I was ashamed of. But I've seen what happens when the world you love doesn't love you back. And I've seen what happens when you finally let God be loud in your life. It doesn't look like less. It looks like more. More peace, more purpose, more of you than you ever were trying to fit in. So this is the question I'm leaving with you today. Not whether God is enough. He always has been. But whether you are ready to love Him the way He has always loved you. Wholly, openly, without apology. Imagine that. Just imagine that.